So there's been a lot of talk, good and bad, leading up to the release of this movie. And now that I've seen it, let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome to my The Odyssey movie review that I will be keeping spoiler free. And let's go over a bunch of the good stuff and touch on some of the creative choices as far as casting that people are finding a little bit controversial. And also the one thing that I love about this movie that is really special. And please stay till the end when I rate this using my super sophisticated 5-star rating system. And dude, I've been a huge Christopher Nolan fan since the first day I saw Memento in a theater, and the way he treated my Batman, who I love, and all the stuff that he's done. But the last few movies I've kind of been like, I don't know what you're doing, because of the sound mixing more than anything, where it's like the sound and the music and everything is so overbearing that it like drowns out the dialogue. I can't even watch Tenet, bro. So now we're going to go into this doing like epic Greek mythology with like battles and rough oceans. And I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to understand anything anyone's saying. Well, I'm happy to start my review saying you can hear everything perfectly. I don't know what happened. I don't know if like friends sat Nolan down and did like an intervention, but apparently he listened and now I can listen too. And it's not just the beautifully clear dialogue, but just the sound, bro. And the music here might be some of my favorite music from any Nolan film. Not because like there's a track or like a song that stands out, but the music here adds to scenes instead of like overtakes them. Also, the different action scenes have distinct music, each one working for that scene. The assault on Troy music is very simple, but it works in just such a tension building way that it's good. And now, as far as the way the movie looks, bro, from the opening shot, you're like, yeah, that's Nolan. The detail in wardrobe, lighting, production value, everything, it's, yeah, what you expect. And Nolan actually did like real locations, real boats, real water, which is a nightmare to film on, but you see it and you appreciate the beauty of minimal CGI, especially in a movie like this. Then you just have these like beautiful wide shots that it's just like, bro, like it's visual poetry is what it is. Our screening was like in a normal theater. Please try to go see this in IMAX or like just the biggest screen you can find. And if you see anyone watching this on their phone, beat the shit out of them with it. Yes. Now going over the acting, this is going to bring us into the creative choices as far as casting, dialect, that people have like considered maybe a little bit controversial. If you're new to my channel, I just kind of tell it how it is. So yeah, everyone was good here. And it makes sense because there are a lot of big names in this movie. A lot of people you don't even know. You're going to be watching the movie and be like, whoa, who's there? He's there. She's there. Wow, cool. And for people that are pissed that this movie is about Greeks but has no Greek people in it, I get it. It does suck. But you do get past that. One reason is because if I put 50 people from a European country in a lineup and I tell you there's 5 Greek people in there, you're going to have a hard time picking them out. And yes, Lupita is the one that does stand out. And she does stand out in scenes, but this is the thing, bro. It's freaking Lupita, bro. She acts her ass off in anything that she's in. She's awesome in this. And by the time she shows up, it's later in the film and you've kind of desensitized because the historical accuracy train is kind of like left the station at this point. So you're good. As for those that are bothered by the Elliot Page casting, please don't listen to some media outlets that are like, oh my God, it's woke. Ah. Dude, stop. I'm not going to get into the character, but Elliot Page plays a small but significant role in this film. And even with minimal screen time, it was a great performance and honestly, probably pretty perfect casting. I see where they were going with this and give it a shot. Now, I will say there was one creative decision that did affect my viewing experience, and it was the accents. Nolan chose to go for more like modern American accents. So the film felt more like relatable, less stuffy, kind of earthy. And believe me, it does actually end up working. It just takes a little bit to get there because it is kind of jarring as shit with some of these people. I mean, Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway, who by the way was amazing in this, they're pros. They just blend into anything and you're like, whatever, it works. Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland actually have English accents and they've done every other accent. They're great at that, but they did their American accents here. It works with Robert Pattinson, but I did have a hard time a little bit with Tom Holland because I swear the Peter Parker in him kept coming out here and there, which doesn't help when he shares scenes with an actor that I won't spoil, but it's someone who also plays another Marvel character, and he sounds just like his character. So they're hanging out together. I'm waiting for like Thanos to show up, but you do get past it. Another actor that I will not spoil is in this, who is amazing in this film. Been around forever, well known, has a very distinct voice, and I'll just say, when he starts talking and he's like a New York Puerto Rican, it's a bit jarring, but you do adjust. It just, again, takes a minute. And the Odyssey is based on an almost 3,000-year-old poem by Homer, and it follows the King of Ithaca's return from the Trojan War. And the storytelling here is obviously fantastic by Nolan, and he adds this like level of like realism to this where it's like grounded as much as it can be. No detail, that Trojan horse thing, yeah, it hits differently now. Yep. But you do see some cool shit on this trip. And I wasn't really freshened up on like my Greek mythology. So there were times when I was watching this where I felt like I was a kid who didn't do their homework. So if you have time, just freshen up on it. Google search like the Greek gods and then go and yeah. And I love how they do show certain things and the fresh take on how they show those things. And I'm happy to tell you that at 2 hours and 52 minutes, this thing had minimal pacing issues. It takes a little bit to get going in the beginning, yes. After that, the only pacing issue is that you got two storylines going, and they're both good, but one's really good, and then whenever we go to the next one, it just kind of slows down a bit, and it's not that it's not interesting, but I'm just kind of like, hey, can we just go back to the other storyline? There's a little bit of that. Other than that, bro, you don't really feel this runtime, so that's a good thing. Something that I will say with everyone that's probably going to praise the shit out of this is one thing that I do find this movie lacking in is that it feels a little bit subdued. It's beautiful, it's epic, it's everything, but it still feels like there's a little bit of a restraint here. Clearly Nolan was trying to like avoid an R rating because a lot of stuff was done off camera. But like Pattinson's villain, he's a dick, but he's not like Joaquin Phoenix Gladiator dick. That guy you remember when you leave the theater. Pattinson is all right. There are mythical things that are iconic that I don't want to get into, and I just wish we could spend a little more time with those things and see them clearer in certain things, and yeah. And I don't need the third act battle to be some Star Wars prequel lightsaber battle that's like got choreography coming out of its ass. But I would have liked the third act battle to just maybe float a little bit better. It just feels like the movie pulls back sometimes when I wish it wouldn't. And the one thing that truly just stands out that I love about this freaking movie that to me actually raises it to like a higher level is it's basically its take on war and the ambiguity that comes with it. Like you win, but what do you lose in the process of winning? It's a beautiful message that's there throughout the film, the way it's played out. And bro, it's just, oof. Guys, in the end, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is a great looking film at like a grand scale, dude. And even though there are aspects that I wish they wouldn't have maybe pulled some punches with, it still just delivers a beautiful story and message about war and humanity. Guys, what did you think of The Odyssey? Let me know in the comments. Also, please like, subscribe, whatever to all the stuff that I have. Hit the bell for notifications, and thanks for watching.